go.
Yo. Welcome. Lando Cal family. Finally back. It's been a minute. But we've been brewing this for a long time, man. I got my homie, St. Louis, stand up, Do Better University, Mr. J.Lee, bringing in the Orville, still killing them and running the point, and fastest guy knowing the hurdles, baby.
Hey, turn up.
Yo. I take it back. Did I meet you at all Catholic? I'm trying to remember if it was all Catholic or the Rosati party or whatever. Because Ted, remember, we was at all Catholic running track. And remember, what was that girl from Incarnate that fell and she rolled and came right back up and running? Do you remember that?
I remember. I don't remember her name.
This girl from Incarnate, it was the most amazing thing. She literally fell over a hurdle, rolled in like a summer, and was like back on her feet, like literally, like it was like she did it on purpose.
Yeah. I don't remember.
And she came in second. Still.
But see, that's how you know you was running at a Catholic place.
That's true. It was all Catholic.
you were running at a public school, and it had been over.
Because you ran hurdles, right, Jay?
Yeah,
because what was that dude that was killing it from Cardinal Ritter that was like 6'5" or something?
Raven? Was that his name? Raven?
No, he was in your class, Ted. He was like this super long dude that he ended up going to Cal. He went to Cal and ran track.
I think his name was Raven, or maybe his last name was Raven. I know exactly
that dude was like 6'4".
He came in. I remember he came in and he was cold, but I remember him because he also high jumped.
Yep, he did high jump.
Dude didn't even start until like we were jumping in like, well, not we. I didn't make it to 6'5" or 6'7" when niggas was jumping that. But that's when he entered the contest. Right. I think he cleared 7 foot at one of the things.
Oh, yeah. Every time I come back home, I go back to the record board, make sure my name is still up there.
So what's your name up there for, Jay?
300 hurdles.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
Was it? Is it? You got the record for the school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang! So nobody's got that yet?
Ain't nobody finna beat that, man.
It was a pretty solid. Solid.
What meet was that? What meet was that at?
I broke the record at, I think it was sectionals on the way to state.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was on the way to state. And matter of fact, I remember that year is crazy because, at the start of the year, I was one speed, one strength, and then over the course of the year, I actually got faster, right? And I remember, and it's crazy, because junior year, going to state, I hit the first hurdle because I think I was 15 up on 16 or something like that. But by the end of the year, I was getting to the first hurdle faster. So, like, my steps were messed up by the time I got to the hurdle. So I hit the first hurdle, panicked, right? Came back, tried to get back in the lead, ended up completely like gassing out at the last like 100 or something. And then my senior year, same thing happened, but I recovered, right? Because again, at the end of the year, I was getting faster. So I think at districts, legit same thing happened. Came out the blocks, hit the first hurdle. I was the number 1 seed. I was in lane 4. Hit the first hurdle. I'm like, fuck, right? So boom, bang it out, end up qualifying. The next meet is when I broke the record. And then when I got to state, there was one cat, I forget his name, but he was like grown. He had the bodysuit, you know what I'm saying? Like the spandex bodysuit. He had Oakleys. I never forget it. Because I think that year.
Where was he from?
Poplar Bluff, I think.
Oh, wow. It's a gang of black. Is a black dude too?
Black dude.
Yeah, Poplar Bluff got a gang of black people down there, man.
Yeah, and I remember because there was this like private Pepsi invitation track meet that I got invited to. And again, I was like, I hadn't lost. And then I saw this dude. He was the only dude that beat me that year. What was like cold. Like this motherfucker came out, like I said, he had them Oaks. He had the bodysuit. We 17 years old. I'm like,
yeah, he got the full joint like he working for Adidas.
Yeah, bro. I had on them flimsy little Vianney shorts, like a basketball jersey and a curl. You know what I'm saying? My shit wasn't aerodynamic. I was just. So I think I got second in that race, and then I saw him at state, and I was the fastest qualifier for Heat 1. He was the fastest qualifier for Heat 2. Hit the first hurdle, and I never forget it because afterwards he was like, "Man, I saw your race, bro." He's like, "I wanted to get with you."
Oh, so you didn't qualify for the finals on the after that?
Legit, same thing happened. Hit the first hurdle, panicked, came around the curve. No, matter of fact, I'm sorry. The year before it was at sectional where it happened. This year it happened at state. So my qualifying race, and I was so pissed because I'd already smoked everybody, and I was like #1 seed in my heat. Hit the first hurdle. I remember I got the lead coming off the curve, and that last 100 was just rough. And I ended up being like 5th, and they took top 4.
Dang.
Yeah, but it's, whatever. It's not like I remember that shit or anything.
Right.
No, not at all, brother. I mean, that's well, #1, Vianney ain't got enough black people to contest the record. They don't.
I guess no. I've seen a lot of black dudes coming through Vianney, man.
They got some football. I think they got.
That's why I thought your record. That's why I'm saying your record. I was like, many black dudes about on the football team. I was thinking that they would ran track during the spring.
I had a good time. There was for a good 10 years after I graduated high school. I would go back every spring and look at state qualifying times. For a good 10 years, I would have still been top 3, like with my time. Yeah. The dude that won that year was, I think he shattered the state record by like 3 seconds or something.
Wow.
Like something ridiculous. I was like, damn. I wouldn't have beat him.
You said I wouldn't be, no matter what level of conditioning you was in.
I would have broke my record though. Because he was that, like, I would have been, trying to catch him.
Right, so you'd have been up in your game because of him.
Yeah, that 2-3 second, I don't know if that's a beast. And by the way, my track coach, love him to death. He was also like my English teacher. So
who was that?
I think it was Riplinger.
Riplinger.
Yeah, and then Coach Moore. But Coach Moore did distance. So it wasn't like I had and I'm not knocking my coaches, but I remember I was
I know exactly what you said. That's how I felt about high jump. I only did high jump to get better at basketball until they threw me in the heat with Pete Forder, and I got embarrassed.
Oh, yo, that shit was hilarious. It was Pete Forder and Francis Shin.
And Francis.
Daryl talking about it was hilarious. But wait, there were more people who embarrassed you.
No. It was embarrassing.
Jason, you don't understand, bro. They did not prep me. I was not prepped. Like, I came in for high jump, and it was like, oh, Ted, you quick. You should run in this heat. You remember the homie Sebastian?
Yeah.
That went to school with us?
Mm-hmm.
So Sebastian was in the first heat with the fast cats. I was in the second heat. And there was another dude from our school, Charlie or something like that, that ran track.
Krogan.
Yep, exactly. So there was only enough there was more, I think we only had there was 9 people or something like that. And when Sebastian saw who he was running against, he disqualified on purpose. Right? He jumped the gun on purpose twice.
Yeah.
So they don't at all. So they end up combining the 2 heats into one. Yeah. So I have no idea what's going on. Nigga, I'm in them same Vianney shorts and some goddamn basketball hooping shoes, right?
Teddy out there running in J's.
They weren't even J's. It was the team shoes that they used to give us.
With some Air Ones, he was out there running in the first.
No, you remember them big brick shoes they used to give us? Them team shoes. So I'm lined up, dub. Yeah. I'm telling you, get down in the blocks, gun goes off, and like Alan was there, so he tells it. He was like, "Ted, when I saw you." He's like, I knew you didn't run track because the first thing that happened, gun went off, you popped straight up. Like, I just saw your head come up. Right? Because that's how I run.
Yeah.
I feel like I look over for like 2 steps and I'm with people. I'm like, oh, shit, these niggas ain't that fast. Nigga, I blinked. It was dust. Them niggas got so little that I just started walking. I got like 5 steps in and I just started walk jogging. I went over and I high-fived Alan. And I gave my girlfriend a kiss, Cappy, at the time. And I was like, so they start calling out the times. It was just like, it was like 5, 4, something, 4, 8, 5, this, and that. I finally crossed the line. They were like 14-2.
This was 100?
This is like the 40. Like,
100-meter dash.
100-meter dash. Hey, dude. I just walked up to my coach. I was like, yeah, man, I'm just going to train up my own for basketball. I'll wait for basketball season. I don't even need this no more.
I remember we used to get – I remember the first time, and it might have been the Pepsi invitation. We had brought, people brought their own blocks.
Okay.
Oh
Like,
wow.
you know, the blocks we had at Vianney were like old blocks. And then I'll never forget, I was in a race, and these people brought like, you ever been to the shoe store and they, you know, they measure your foot?
Mm-hmm.
It looked like that. So they went like this way, and then the blocks were in it. My shit was like these clunky, like you had to put them together. They were like this high and shit. And these other blocks were like pristine. And they got in there with their cleats, you know, and I had like, when I first started running, you go get some spikes, you don't know what you get. But over the course of the years, I was like, let me go ahead and take it seriously. So anyway, yeah. I miss
So
track.
Jay, let's go back, man. Let's start back with you know, where you came from and your upcoming, like, so what part of St. Louis you from,
My
and like
parents had sex, right? They had sex, and then my mom had me, okay? And then, go ahead, I'm listening.
No. I'm saying, like, so what part of St. Louis you from? Like, what was that kind of upbringing and kind of, you know, how you got to work, you know, Vianney and forward?
We moved a lot. So, you know, I grew up like Chesterfield, Baldwin area, but we moved all the time. So I ended up going to like, I think 5 different schools.
Damn, before high school.
Yeah, I think I went to, before high school. I think I went to Henry Elementary, Oakwood Elementary, Parkway South Middle, St. Joe's Middle, and then Vianney for high school. Now, I might be missing one. Yeah, I think those 5, yeah.
So Vianney was the school you was at the longest. So Vianney was the school you was at the longest, basically.
Yeah, and I went to Vianney. See, it was funny because 8th grade, I was at Parkway South Middle, and, you know, started messing around in school, acting up. And my mom was like, keep that shit up, I'm gonna put you in Catholic school. And I was like, huh? I was like, good one. And then next thing I know, I got like a D or something. She's like, that. So halfway through 8th grade, I went from Parkway South Middle to St. Joseph's. And when I tell you, I was like, what is this? Because all those kids have been going to school with each other since kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the
That's
only
exactly how I felt about Vianney.
so I was the only black kid in the whole school, but it was only for like half a semester. So, you know, I was like, whatever. But then it was a dude who I played basketball with in middle school, Jake Wilson. He had gone to Parkwood South, but he was like, I want to go to this school called Vianney. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I think my mom was going to make me go to a Catholic school. So you the only cat I know I play ball with.
Let me figure this out early before she make me choose me like somewhere at Kennedy or some shit.
That part, you know what I'm saying? So then I just ended up, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know nothing about none of that stuff. And I ended up going to Vianney and got in.
Dang.
I didn't know you went to school with Jake first. That's interesting because I knew that's
we went to Parkway South Middle because I remember Jake Wilson always had a jumper.
always, bro.
Oh, his jumper was always wet, bro. So like, I just remember, matter of fact, because we was buddies. Like I would go to his house and his whole room was just basketball, and he had all these like gadgets and devices. Like I remember he had that thing that goes over your thumb.
Yeah.
You know, he just had all the stuff, right? So he was dope at basketball. So I was just trying to like get better. You know what I'm saying? And then ended up going to Vianney. I think he made like varsity freshman year. Well, I don't think he didn't start, but then it was like tab. Anyway, so, but yeah, Jake is the reason I ended up going to Vianney.
That's
Wow.
great.
Please get me out of here. And then my mom was like,
Too late.
yeah. Shout out Vianney though.
Shout out.
I mean, are you got to be in the top like 20 alumni right now, right?
I mean, I don't know. You know, maybe, probably. I don't
I
know.
mean, what, Trent Green?
I was gonna say it's Trent Green and then Jason.
That's, maybe you top 3.
I mean, look, I don't know. I think there was some dope people that came out of Vianney. But I don't know. Vianney is one of them places I talk about it all the time where I truly did hate it for a period of time. And I just can't lie about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know that I learned so much because of how sort of that school was.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's like you learn the game of life. That's how I feel about SLU. Like you learn the game of life early. Like it's like you already knew what it was. College was not a thing for me. Like, okay, what are y'all tripping off of? This is the game.
I said this last time I went home because I always go check back in. I'm cool with the faculty. A lot of the cats we went to school with are younger than us, are now teachers and, you know, faculty there. So I'm still, you know, in touch with them. But I remember for years I was always saying, like, I wish there were more black kids here. I wish there were more black kids here for the black kids that go there, right? But then I realized something within the last couple of years, and it's based on what you just said. And I told the alumni director this. I said, you know, for years I've been saying you need more black students here so the other black students here can have people that look like them, that understand them, that can converse with them. I said, but the reality is you don't need it for the black kids, you need it for the other kids. I said, because by the time I graduated, I was hip to the game. Like I can maneuver in any situation. I could go to any city, any county, hood, suburb, downtown. Like I know how to
navigate.
You know what I'm saying? I said it'd be the kids that have gone to school with the same people since kindergarten, through high school, sheltered, don't know how to interact with other people, sex, religion, ethnicities, views. By the time they get to school and then you get freedom, those be the same kids that now I'm blackout drunk, now I'm doing all kind of wild shit because you didn't have to worry about consequences and growing up in a different, and that's not everybody, you know.
But it's a nice majority of the people.
It's a solid majority. Like I didn't even, man, at that school, people talk about public and private school kids, and not just at my school, but from the people I know, it was a different. I was like, what are y'all doing? It's like, what's happening? But anyway, I learned a lot, and like I said, you know, it ended up being like a blessing.
So how did you end up going to Indiana, man? Like going to Bloomington in that journey to go that route to go to Indiana, particularly where you are now, being in Cali, doing your thing there. Why Indiana at the time?
So I played piano, and I was really, really good classical pianist. And I was like, I'm either gonna go to Juilliard or Oberlin was another conservatory. But then there was this 3-week, piano academy that IU had. And IU had one of the top music programs in the country that I didn't know about, right? So I had gone for this summer program, and it was dope because it was like a university, but it was still a conservatory. So it was kind of the best of both worlds. Because I was still athletic, and I ended up running track at IU for like a small period of time until I realized like,
you ain't ready. You ain't ready.
That's a whole other career. Like I was good, but I wasn't like, I'm going to the Olympics good, you know. But I was good. But IU provided all of it. So I was, top-notch music program. It was still a school, like a university, so you got that college experience. It wasn't that far from home. It was like a 3.5, 4-hour drive, And then that's where I ended up, joining Alpha. So I got the fraternity experience as well. So I had a really cool sort of like overall college experience. But again, and I know it seems like I, might have shit on my high school, but going through that prepped me for all of that. So that's why I ended up being president of my frat and I did everything in school, because I learned a lot.
Ted, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, because it's funny because me and Jason kind of talked about this last week. Me coming from SLU and then going to Vianney, like that was even that change in and of itself was way different. Because
I forgot you went to SLU first.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like
even,
you was like indoctrinated into Vianney, like, so I don't know if it was much of a like if you had to pivot as much, because like it was, to me it was like a completely, like it went from like subtle to overt when I got there.
Really?
Like I was so happy that you went some out here, it just being me. Right. So I know it taught you how to move. Are there any experiences that you feel like you may have missed out on not being in a more diverse place?
In general, I'm not a person who
Hold up.
Specific, from 7:30 to 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that window, I was like I said, high school piano lessons, and then my family, my friends. So I had a, it actually added to it. I had kind of, that was my diversity.
That's real. I can see that. Were there any so in your class were you the only minority in your class too?
No. Well, when you said no, so
I mean black dude. I didn't want to say minority because
No. Just say black. We
No,
from St. Louis.
there's
Our minority is just black in St. Louis.
no, because that's the difference. That's the difference. I thought that, but like, so for me, when I graduated, I was the only minority that graduated. Like when they did statistics for Vianney, when me and Jason were there, how many? The school was like 700,
like
or something like that.
800.
700. I think we made up 1%, and that was minority total. So that's counting Indian, Asian, Black.
So that's all. I think there was I know there was at least one Asian dude. I think there were 3 of us. Me, Ahmad, and I think his name was George.
I forgot about Ahmad. Yep.
Yeah, there was one other dude. I forget his name. I feel bad about it. But yeah. So I think it was 3 of us. But also the crazy part about it is like we weren't close. It's not that we were
That's interesting. There wasn't no Black gravity there? That's really interesting.
Nah, not at the time. But again, that also might have been because of me. Because I was like, I just wanted, as soon as bell rang, I was out.
He was out.
I wanted to go be around my friends and, that stuff.
So I meant to ask you too, how did your piano concert, because I know you were doing it for charity. Tell us about that and tell us how it went, or if it went, because I know that was also around the time that Corona was supposed to be kicking off.
Yeah, no, it was supposed to be May 31st. I had to push it back because it was right in the heart of it. So I'm probably going to do it sometime later this year once things kind of clear up. But I was looking really forward to it, man. Because I haven't performed in, over 10 years?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
If not longer than that. Yeah.
So the move to LA, what made that whole thing happen where you're like, yo, I want to act, I want to write, I want to direct, and I'm going to go to LA after Indiana?
I always tell people, like, I got lucky that my skill sets are, right? So what I mean by that is I don't know why I can play piano. I don't know why I can write. I don't know why I'm an actor or director, right? It just so happened me as an artist, that was the funnel. So when I got to school, I actually broke my thumb playing flag football freshman year, and I was on scholarship. And that was the first time I had to look and go, okay, what do you want to do if you don't do this? And then I was like, oh, let me take a class. And I took an acting class, loved it. And I think that's when I was like, I want to be an actor. And I'll never forget it. One of my piano coaches, I called him. And mind you, I still graduated with a piano degree. I just added theater. But I remember telling my mom, the coach I had at the time, he wasn't my main teacher. I would just get with him, right before competition or performance, right? And yeah, I think I want to be an actor. I don't want to be a classical pianist. And he was just so mad.
Oh, wow.
He was hot. I remember because he goes, because I said, I'm gonna move to LA, I'm gonna be an actor. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, I got you. There's a phrase you better get used to saying. And is it, do you want fries with that? Because that's what you're gonna be doing.
Dang.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for the support.
And I remember though, that was the day I was like, oh, I'm a grown ass man. Because I was like, okay, I'm gonna holler at you. Boop. And that was the first time I hung up on an elder or a professional. I was like, fuck, and mind you, him and I are cool now. I called him a couple years ago just to keep in touch. He's still in St. Louis doing music, wonderful guy. But I think he was just so hurt because I was so good. And I think he just wanted me to keep doing it. But for whatever reason, man, God was like, we're gonna put you on this path. And then it became New York or LA, and I can't sing, so it was LA.
So you went straight from IU to LA?
I went back home for like 6 months. Because
Okay.
I graduated, I think I graduated in the spring. Is that right? No. Yeah, you graduated in the spring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple. Graduated, went back home. Oh, that's right, because I couldn't get to, I moved into LA in like July or August. So what? April?
That's like 3 months, yeah.
Yeah, damn, I forgot it was that quick. Yeah, but then I came straight out. I went back home. I was the musical director at West Side Story at a theater in St. Charles. Did that, and then got paid a little bit of bread, paid off a bunch of bills, and then I was like down to my last little $200. And I've said this story before, but I was down to my last two, and I'm like, if I crack this $100 bill, I'm not leaving. Like, I'm not leaving. So I just said a prayer. I was like, if I'm supposed to go to LA, let me go. I said, if I'm supposed to stay, let me stay. I'll stay, but if I'm not, let me go. And then I left in the next 30 minutes.
Dang.
So you left with $200.
Yeah.
Did you fly out, drive out, or?
Bro, went and picked my nephew up. Because I called my sister. I came out of the back room, and I'm like, Mom, I'm moving to LA. And she was like, okay. So I called my sister, and I'm like, hey, I'm out. And she's like, okay. But my nephew at the time, Darian, he was like 15. He answered the phone. I was like, what up, Neff? I was like, I'm just calling to tell you I'm out. He's like, where you going? I said, I'm going to LA. He said, okay, how you getting there? I said, I'm driving. And he said, can I ride with you? And I was like, ask your mama. So he's like, can I ride to LA with Uncle Jay? And she was like, yeah. I said, bro, I'll be there in like 20 minutes, pack a bag. So I went and scooped him up, and then we drove out and got here in like 2.5 days. Matter of fact, I reached out to Frat in Albuquerque, and they let me crash because, yeah, at the time, this is before social media and stuff.
So you had to go to their website, to the Frat website, find out the Frat email and email them.
I'm like, I looked at the route, and I said, okay, I can make it 17 hours the first day. Because I was like, I'm trying to get here. And it just so happened like it was Albuquerque, New Mexico. I said, okay, I could go through there. So I went online, dial in, right? Find it, email somebody at an EDU account, and they hit me back. And I was just like, hey, I'm from Gamma Eta, blah, blah, blah. Does anybody just have a floor I could crash on? I just need to get some sleep and I'm out. And then somebody hit me back, and I got to Albuquerque. They said, call this number when you get to Albuquerque. I got there. I'll never forget it. These bros pulled up. I was at a gas station. They pulled up. They gave me a key to a hotel. They got me a hotel room, and they gave me these cookies, I guess, that the hotel gave them. Like, check in.
Yeah.
So they were like, we got you, Frat. They put me up in the spot, gave me some cookies, and they said, hey, we finna go watch. It was the Lakers in the finals. They said we finna go to the homie's house and watch the game if you want to come.
Is this Lakers Pistons, right? This got to be Lakers Pistons, right?
Yeah, it's 2004, so
yes, Lakers Pistons.
Yeah. So they was like, we finna go watch the game. If you want to fall through, come through. So I'm like, all right, bet. So we went. Me and my nephew went to somebody's house, watched the game. They fed me, They was like, all right, Frat, and that was it. Like, it was so love, bro.
Wow, that's an amazing story, man.
Yeah, man. And the crazy part about it, I recently tried to because for years I'm like, I forgot who them cats were.
Oh, so you didn't even keep up. It was literally like you was just a thief in the night, like just came through and then was out.
Yeah, and that or God, I really believe that, she will make a way. So like, you really want to do something? He's like, he'll put, let me put you some allies in there for you. So and I say that because I tried to find the bros later. Often like the email addresses would, go on. But I really was like, damn, that's crazy. They have no idea how to me even just getting to LA. And when I tell you, Teddy, bro, it was so love. Because I'm like, bro, if y'all just got a pillow and I'm out, like, I would have slept on the floor.
So you've never found these cats to this day?
Nope.
So, the crazy part I think about is like their thoughts, like right now, like they turn on and see you.
But do they even know who he
on
is?
Orville, be like, yo, that's bro.
But they might not even know that, though. They might not even know. They might be telling the story, but like, man, this is dude that went to LA. We don't even know what happened to him.
He ate up all the fucking cookies. So this motherfucker drove all the way out, fucking tore up a hotel room, broke a TV.
You broke a TV?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, I got you. I was like, oh, shit.
But that's dope though. The fact that they even put up, money to get a spot for you, so you can you're not even on the floor, bro. Your own stuff, your own room.
Crazy. And you're talking about like young to like 22, 23-year-old.
That's why I was like, that's amazing, bro. Because niggas did not have no cake in.
They had it in their budget.
And again, I think just to lean into it, no Twitter, no Facebook, no social media. Like,
so they couldn't even see what type of dude you were, or none of that stuff.
No, just an email to an EDU account. Like, hey,
you probably can figure out who they are. Though. You got to go through New Mexico, and they be like, "Yo, who pledged these years?"
Trying to find
and say like 2000 to 2004, who was there, and then just email all of them or hit them up on Facebook.
I tried. No, the emails came back. Like I'm
talking about like currently go to an ad, like hit the young cats.
Yeah, okay.
And it's be like, yo, who? Because somebody know an old head still like. Who the old head and know somebody from between 2000 2004?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I get on that. Yeah.
Because that'd be an amazing thing, though, to like be like, yo, like y'all really catapulted me to this.
For sure. Yeah.
So when you got out to LA, like, did you know anybody, anything? Like, you just go out there blind or?
A little bit of both. So my dad has a daughter that lived out here. So I have a sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she moved away when I was like 5 or 6. So she moved to Cali. So when I was in school, and I remember I was making a decision to come out, I hadn't talked to my sister in years. So someone told me, well, if I'm gonna pull up in Cali, I should at least try to find I have a sister out there.
Yeah.
So I find her number, give her a call. I was like, hey, this is your young brother, just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm moving to LA, and I know you live in LA, so I just wanted to just say hi.
Yeah.
And luckily enough, she was like, oh, that's so great. Well, you know what? I have a house. If you need to crash, so you get on your feet. So I was like, oh, say less.
Wow.
So that's why it was like, okay, I'm out. So as soon as I got here, I was like, I'll find a job. I'll figure it out. But when I got to LA, she lives out like an hour and a half, 2 hours east of LA. And then LA traffic is disrespectful.
So you were like, what, Victorville or some shit, Pomona or?
That's funny. No, not Moreno Valley. Victorville north, I think. Kind of north.
I know it's like northeast. It's far as fuck though. I know.
Yeah,
it's so it's more Pomona area, like Pomona.
I think it's past Pomona.
It's past Pomona. Damn.
Yeah. Okay. So it was a nice trip. So then I remember I got here. I got a job at Guess in the mall, and I was just filling up my tank. I just drive into the city and be like, I was just driving to LA. I remember it was a Magic Johnson TGI Fridays down in Inglewood. And it was like, that's a spot black people go to. So I was just driving there, and I was starting to write my first script at the time. I would just sort of sit around and look at people like, I'm here. But, I didn't know shit. But it was fun.
How'd you end up landing your first position with Southern Front?
So at IU, and this goes directly into when you're on your path, I truly believe doors will open. If you for real though, not if you bullshit, right? After I really decided to move to LA, I was so excited about it. I remember I had to get an oil change. So I took my car Saturday morning early. And I was in the waiting room, and there was another white cat in the room, and ESPN was on. And he was like in a suit or something. And I think he worked for like Enterprise, right? And I just remember saying, hey man, you mind if I turn it up? And he goes, no, that's cool. So I turned the TV up, and he goes, man, you seem really happy. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm moving to LA. I'm about to go out and be an actor. I'm just, I'm about. He says, well, I know 2 people that live out there. I know 2 people. One of them went to IU, and then the other one is somebody else. But hey, give me your email address, and I'll send you their information.
The cats didn't have the setup. Like, people understand, like, back in the day, it wasn't no, like, yo, I'm just gonna give you the no. You had to like, yo, give me your email real quick. You email me, wait 3 days, then I respond, wait another 3 days, because people weren't online like that.
No different. Like, it was a whole different setup. So he gives me his email address. I end up he gives me the 2 people's email addresses.
Okay.
I emailed both of them. One was a makeup artist. She never wrote me back.
Wow.
The other was this dude who was like a junior assistant at New Line Cinema. So I hit him up and I said, hey, my name is at the time J.Lee. You know, I'm moving to LA. Blah 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 blah. And my brain, I'm like, you work for New Line? They made Menace to Society. I'm an actor. What's happening?
And they also did Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right. Well, anything that had that cinema logo, I'm like, put me on. He's like, A, I don't have no power. B, that's. But at the time, I was starting to write my first screenplay just because I was like, I'm gonna write a movie. So he hits me back, and I'm, asking him the questions everybody asks. I really want to come to LA and be an actor. Do you have any advice? Blah, 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 blah. And he goes, you got to come to LA. And I told him I was writing the script. He's like, just come here. So I say the prayer, talk to my sister, hop in the whip, come out. So then I'm at TGI Fridays. And matter of fact, no, when I got here, he took me to lunch, took me to Chipotle, paid for it. He's like, just pay it forward. I do this for all Indiana University people.
That's what's up.
Super solid, man. This dude his name is Dave Newstatter. I told him he's another one of them angels that just kind of came at the right time. And then like 3-4 weeks later, he gave me a call and he was like, hey, I don't know if you need a job or not, but there's this opening at Family Guy. And I'm like, what's that? And he's like, it's a show. They're looking for somebody at the front desk. The girl who worked there, she got a promotion. So her desk, the receptionist desk was open. And I remember thinking like, man, I don't know if I want to take this job. So I go in and I apply, I interview, and I get hired. And I start working at Family Guy.
What? So how did it transition to actually writing for the Family Guy and for the Cleveland show?
So at the time, I really was like, why am I the receptionist? Right? Because it was so not a part of the plan. And I'm like, I'm about to move to LA and be an actor. And then I'm now at this front desk. And I've said this before, and I always say, be mindful of what you ask for because you might get it. And I always go back to this time when I was at my mom's house and I said that prayer. Literally, it was like, okay, if I'm supposed to stay, fuck it, I'll stay. And I would say, that's how I talk to God. Like, fuck it, let's just rap. Let's just give it to me straight, you know what I mean? And I was like, if I'm supposed to stay here, I'll do it. But if I'm not, I said, I remember, let me go out and let me do it like it's never been done before. He's like, okay, boom. Get to LA, bet, I'm gonna do it like it's never been done before. Validate this parking. I'm like, that, maybe you didn't hear me, God. I was like, I'm supposed to be
blowing up.
Blowing up. I'm supposed to be that dude. Little do I know that is how I meet Seth. That's how I meet so many people in this industry, who I'm still friends with to this day. And I was at Family Guy for 2.5 years.
Just working the front desk.
Just working the front desk. And I've been offered promotions and stuff, but I passed on it because there was a certain amount of freedom I had at the front. I didn't really want more responsibility. And they kind of coined me the bartender of Family Guy, because what would happen is when people would get tired of like working or writing, they'd all kind of get out of their office and come to the front.
And chop it up with you.
Just chop it up. But I'm at the front, bro, hustling.
You're getting all the nuggets.
Bro, all of it. But I'm like writing, I'm cutting up headshots. I'm like hustling, trying to get my career going. So I'll be looking up and then, this person wants to talk or this person wants to talk. But then me and Seth just became friends. Mm-hmm. So we didn't, after I left, we were just buddies for a long time. And then the Cleveland show kind of happened like 5 years later.
Oh, wow. So there was a time period between that Family Guy experience and coming to the Cleveland show.
Yeah. I left Family Guy February 2008. That makes sense. No, shit, it don't even matter. No, it does matter for sure. 2007. Left there after 2.5 years. And then for like 4 years, I was just hustling. I met some other people. Some people were producers. They bring me on to help, like, in the office, shoot some stuff. Luckily, I never had to go get another 9 to 5, I don't think.
Shout out to B. Simone.
What's that?
Shout out to B. Simone.
Here we go. So what happened But you ended up selling the script though too that you were writing, right?
I sold a few things. Yeah, I sold a few scripts. But it's, you know.
So most of these scripts are blacklisted, or what is the?
No. So one of the scripts I wrote, there's a thing called the blacklist. And there's this guy, Franklin Leonard, who used to be an agent, and he started this list. And it was very smart. But he would go around to all the agencies and say, hey, send me the best script you guys did make this year, you know, just to kind of see. And I also think this is what he said, and I don't want to misquote him, but, you know, flipping the concept of black being negative, blacklist. So he just put together these scripts that, you know, studios and agencies sort of passed on. And then he started to compile this list. And what happened was this list ended up being like gems on there.
It blew up a lot of shit. Yeah.
Like so many scripts were on this fucking, you know, Oscar, Juno, like Oscar-winning projects. So one of the scripts me and my old writing partner wrote wound up making the blacklist, and that kind of opened up a lot of meetings and doors. But the thing about writing scripts is like, from the time you start writing to the time you get a check, it'd be 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, you got to finish it. You got to rewrite it. You got to rewrite it. You got to sell it. You got to negotiate it. That takes forever. So it's not as easy as just.
It's not like doing a paper, Vianney.
I'm about to make a movie next year that I wrote back in 2010. So
damn.
A couple of years, yeah.
So how did it go to you get on the Orville? Like what it went from the, I guess, no, let's go back. Cleveland show experience. Like, how did that?
He had a few projects after that too.
Yeah.
Right?
So like, what happened with
the BET and.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Let's go Cleveland show first. So how did you get the Cleveland show deal? And how was the experience writing in the background and not doing acting that you wanted to do?
Well, I got to go back for a quick sec. I got to shout out my boy Rob Lowe, because Rob is a producer out here. Really dope cat. Big St. Louis Rams fan too. But
is he from St. Louis?
No, he's from Cali.
Oh, okay. So he just stayed a Rams fan after they left LA, basically.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So I met him hooping, and he at the time, remember that show? It was either Fifth Wheel or Blind Date, one of those reality shows.
I remember both of them. You gotta remember, I grew up on the north side with no cable, so every show that was on terrestrial TV, I saw all of them.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I think he had done one of those shows. Anyway, he was doing he sold the show to BET that was sort of like a.
This is Hell Day, right?
Mm-mm.
No, this is before that. It was one of those shows though.
Okay.
That was in that era. But he was shooting this non-airable pilot for a show they sold. So what happens is at the time, and I think they still do it, you go to a network or a studio, you pitch a show, and they'll give you a little bit of money where you can go kind of shoot an idea.
A quick question with that though, because I heard after, this is something in general I've been reading about and like hearing about. So I heard after the writer's strike, that whole concept was deaded after the writer's strike, where like they weren't doing like, because networks had like 100 pilots where they shooting it, and after the writer's strike, they start deading it, like, no, we only really gonna greenlight anything unless we maybe gonna really do it.
Yeah, I think it did change a lot, because I mean this was different since it was like a reality show.
Okay.
It is a little different, but this was like a dating show they were trying to do. And it's funny because, so my roommate at the time, who I went to IU with, he ended up coming out to LA a year, or 6 months after we graduated. He played ball with us, knew Rob. Rob was like, hey, I'm looking for like some young dudes to be in this dating pilot thing, just so we could shoot it and show it. So it was like 4 guys, 4 girls. He booked it, but then couldn't do it because he had to go to Chicago. And he was like, yo, Jay, you know that one guy we play ball with, he's doing this thing. I can't do it. Maybe you can do it. I was like, all right, I guess I'll do it. But I really wasn't trying to do like a dating reality show.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But I talked to him. He's like, yeah, no, it's not airable. We're not going to air it. It's just so we can show the network.
Proof of concept, basically.
Exactly. So I get there, and it was called, basically, it's a dating show, 4 girls, 4 guys. And if you get voted off, you go into the basement, which is the kickback lounge or something. But I remember Tiffany Haddish was one of the people on there too.
Wow.
I met Tiffany then, and I remember she was like, this got to be what, 2005, maybe 2006. But she was like, just trying to do comedy, and like, she was from LA, and she was just trying to do comedy, and ended up doing this thing. And it's funny to see years later. It's like, oh shit, you really blew up. But so sorry, met Rob. Rob had some projects here and there, so he would hit me up and say, hey, man, if you want to come over here, help us cast this or help us produce this. So that led to me being out one night with Seth, and the Cleveland show had been on for 2 seasons already. And I just asked him, like, yo, what's up with the Cleveland show? I think I could be good for it. He's like, you know what? I think you're right. So I sent them my material. They read it. And the next thing I know, I was in the Cleveland show room. And I'd never been in a writer's room before. So that was my first time.
So how was the experience being in a writer's room? Was it how many, and then I guess, or how many Black people was in that writer room as well?
Me, I was 3.
Okay. That's pretty, I mean, considering that time, that's fucking diverse.
No, that was a big deal. It was, Courtney and Clarence were the other 2. And it was great. It was a whole different world. It's like, it's its own room, literally. There's verbiage. There's a lot of stuff you got to learn about the room, when to pitch, when not to pitch, how to pitch, how not to pitch, So for me, it was great. But I look at everything in my life, even going back to Vianney, right? As, okay, what's here for me? What's the blessing here? What can I take from this situation? So I learned a lot in that writer's room, a lot. And I did that for 2 seasons, then that show got canceled. And then, I forgot. But,
so no, Ted was saying BT, like, so you went to BT after that.
Oh, that's what made me think about Rob. That was Rob's show.
It was on BT.
Yeah, so BT, he sold another show to them and brought me on as like the head writer for that show.
What show was that?
It was called The Experience.
Okay, and what was that? What was the concept of that? I don't remember that. Do you remember that, Ted?
Yeah, I definitely remember that. It was
kind of like a strip show, like
kids and stuff. Yeah, yep.
Remember that show Tosh.0?
Yeah. Okay. So it's like the small clips and all that, and somebody talking about it.
In the background, and be like, and then this thing happened, and we'd show the clip. So it was kind of like that, but with a Black audience and a Black voice. So they hired this as the host, and I think it went for like a season. And I was on air correspondent sometimes. I'd come on. I think I had some viral bit. I forgot what it was, but somehow I mixed like Kermit the Frog and Nicki Minaj. It was like how I kind of tied it together. It was weird, but yeah, I did that for a sec, and then I sold another show that went into development. That ultimately didn't go, but at that same time, Seth had just pitched Orville, and we were out at dinner, and he's like, "Hey, I'm working on a sci-fi project. There's a role I think you'd be great for. I kind of wrote it with you in mind. Let me know if you would be interested in doing it." And I was like, all right, And it
whatever, we'll see.
Yeah. And it was the Orville, and it was he, It was like,
what's so crazy is I told you I went to a screening thing, like a very, very like for like this like some kind of like survey thing, and I was sitting there, I'm like, and like I didn't want to blow it because I was like I was gonna blow it up and give you props because they was like, if you know anyone in here, excuse yourself from this screening. And I was like, this motherfucker, right? I ain't said, I'm in my man. I didn't sit back. So I'm sitting up watching. I was like, this motherfucker right here is sitting here. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go in this room. I was in there big enough, like, man, the Black dude though, man. I'm just saying though, man, they need to let that motherfucker though get more lines, like everything. Like, dude, if there's a skew of anything, if Seth sees anything that's skew on Earth, what was it, 2017 maybe, somewhere around there? Because how long has Orville been on?
3rd season, so 17, 16.
Yeah, so this may be 16, maybe be 16 then, because it didn't come out to like 6-7 months after that, and I didn't see nothing because they didn't have no special effects. No, they was like they literally blacked out parts where it was special effects, like letting you know like this is gonna be, and it would say on there like special effects entering here, and it'd be like maybe half a minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, that Black dude though, man. I'm just saying that he ain't giving no more lines. And I'm the only Black dude in there. I'm like, they ain't got no diversity for. I'm early with it. All these people like, I mean, really, it's a black dude. But I'm like, yeah, it's a black dude in space. We ain't seen that many black dudes in space since Yaphet Kotto. So, like, he should be getting more props about how he got here.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I remember when you told me that.
Yeah, because I actually hit Teddy up. As soon as I got out, I called Teddy. And then Teddy's like, yo, hit Jason up. Tell him. And then that's when we end up talking and everything.
Yeah. No, it feels like that was so long ago.
It feels like it's forever, don't it?
It feels like it feels like I'm telling the story of me coming to LA. And that story feels like, yeah, and then.
Like it was a part of it, right?
Yeah.
And that's only 3 or 4 years ago.
Crazy.
So tell us this, Jason. Considering that you feel like it was 3 years ago, how do you feel like from that point things have changed? Because now you got a new movie you just dropped, and I'm knowing you, I know there's a world of other things on their way. So tell us about that.
I think for me, I'm always trying to find the next thing. Hold on one second.
Outside of being mayor of St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched those. I'm doing an interview.
Yeah, man. I do remember when you did that when you called.
Yeah, I called you. Remember I called you directly.
And what's funny is I remember because you was like.
No, I sent you the thing to go to.
I remember. Well, I couldn't make it because I had to work, but I remember you be like, yeah, man, Jason was always in there drinking soda. And I was like, yep, he told me about that part.
Yeah, and he like, he had the cup. And he was acting all, extra like, shit, nigga, whatever you want.
Still there.
Sipping on his cup. I was like, oh, snap. I was like, oh, I'm finna act up and after because they took you from one room and it was like a one-room thing. Like, so it's like these mirrors. So you knew that behind this mirror, it was different people from Fox, I'm assuming, behind it, watching us watch it. And then they took us to another room to discuss it, and another double mirror to talk about it. And I'm the only dude up in there though. And they put a nigga in the middle of the room though too. Like at the back in the middle. Oh, I was like, oh, y'all done fucked up. Y'all got the wrong motherfucker though sitting over here though. Cause I was like, no, first off, the black man should have more lines.
Before we start.
Yeah, off the start, before we even start, it's a black man in space. And every black man in space has died, and he didn't even die after the first episode. What y'all talking about?
Hey, Lando Cal, man. Jason
Lando Cal, man.
Bro.
Look, that's why we named this show Lando Cal, because it was only Yaphet Kotto and Lando Calrissian until like Alien 2, and then Alien 2, everybody black died.
LeVar
Burton, yeah.
But that's after Alien 2. Alien 2 was 86, 87.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
TNG, I guess that was what, 90?
Yeah, and then the black man that came, he was blind. When we had a fully functional black man is Benjamin Sisko. First time we had a fully functioning black man in space was Benjamin Sisko, and that's like 93.
Well, look at that. Well, now it's down the bar.
Yeah, you have a long history of black men in space that you are a part of now. You own the Black History Month space calendar.
Real talk, you need to make that a dude.
No, I'm dead ass serious though, dog.
Like black people in space lineage.
Yep.
Like all y'all faces.
Yeah.
Don't let them kill you, dog, because then it'll turn a little bit different.
Nah, we good.
Don't have no bad contract situation or getting no Me Too to nothing, no man. To respect all the women. Do what you're supposed to be doing, though, man.
You should do that anyway for everybody.
Yeah. You should be doing that anyway. But I'm just telling you.
For sure.
For the
whole concept
for the Black History Month calendar. For the Black History Month calendar, we need you.
For the culture.
Yes.
For the culture. So bringing it back, Jason, tell us about Orville leading up to Typical Wednesdays and what you got coming.
So Orville did that. We're shooting season 3 now, but things are a little shut down.
So yeah. So when is that? When is that scheduled? Like, how was that for you going forward with for shooting wise? Like, how is that going?
It's good. I mean, they're long hours, but I'm always somebody who likes to do more than one thing anyway. So I try to just multitask. So I'm always writing and creating anyway. So I wrote Atypical Wednesday, which used to be called Wednesdays. I wrote that years ago, and it just so happened, like after season 2, I put it together and found a way to make it, and now it's coming out next week, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
So
Yeah.
where is that coming at for people can know, like, where is that?
So you can pre-order it on iTunes, but it's going to be everywhere digitally. So like iTunes, I think, Apple TV, Xbox. I think you can get it through your, cable, smart TV. Fandango now, like a bunch of digital, sort of streaming places.
So did you want to get that? Was the plan for it to be theatrical before COVID or?
Yeah. Well, we had there was a theatrical release set, but again, once COVID hit, changed everything up, which is okay, happens. But yeah, so it was, digital distribution, and we had it was going to be a limited city theatrical release because it's like a little dark comedy, But I love it though. I'm very proud of it.
So how was the whole concept? So like, what was the concept for you to come up with that film, that script, to do that, and for you to do everything on it?
I was in therapy. I started going to therapy.
Oh, no, that's real shit.
Yeah. I was writing on the Cleveland show, and there was another writer there who we were in the room talking about something, and he had brought up his therapist. And this dude was like super successful, married, white dude, probably in his 40s. And I never heard of people going to therapy unless there was something wrong.
Like terminally wrong, like you finna kill yourself type shit.
Yeah, you say shit like you crazy, or you bipolar, and people don't know what that means, But I just remember I literally said to him, "Why did you go to therapy? You have everything. Like you got a wife, you got kids, you got a dope, you make a shit ton of money here." He's like, "Yeah, I've been going to my therapist for like 20, 30 years or something." And he said, he was like, we get really good insurance through the Writers Guild. You should look into it. And I was like, okay. And at the time, I was going through like a real rough relationship situation. And long story short, ended up finding a therapist and was going to therapy every Wednesday. So what had happened was almost every Wednesday, I would see this little kid on the elevator because I think he had an appointment at the same time. And he never spoke. We just kind of, see each other, head nod. And then one day I saw him and he had on some new shoes. And I was like, "Oh, nice shoes." And he kind of smiled. So by the time I got into my therapist's office, she's like, "Wow, you're in a good mood today." And I said, "Oh yeah, I just saw my little homie on the elevator." And she said, "What?" I said, "Oh yeah, no. Every Wednesday, this little white kid is my best friend." And then, oh, that's funny. So then I really went home and I think I wrote the script in like a week.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So how did you get all the different people that's in there to be in there? You got Brescia Webb in there. You have Michael Ealy. You've got is Callie Hawk in there? Is that Callie Hawk in there or? No.
But what's funny is Callie actually did the first table read I ever did for this.
Okay, because the girl looks like Callie Hawk. Just looking at the trailer in general, I didn't.
That's so funny. Oh, you're talking about that's Emmy Raver Lanton.
Okay, but they look similar. Like the clips go so fast. I was like, man, I think that's Callie Hawk.
It's just so funny you brought up Callie Hawk because she's a friend of mine. But nah, she wasn't in it.
Is that the one that's from
the Black Jesus?
Right. No, but the one
and she was in the Marlon joint too. She was in the Marlon movie too.
Isn't she? But the one that's in there, isn't she from what's the thing on Netflix?
Umbrella Academy.
Yes.
Umbrella Academy. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's what it. Yeah. Okay.
She's so casting. The casting directors from Orville will help me cast it.
So basically, you use that connection there to go into like, yo, I'm gonna do my own film.
Yeah, I'm always doing my own stuff. Yeah, I was like, I looked at the calendar. I knew we were stopping season 2. I knew I had a small window because the post-production schedule was so long, that I knew if I didn't make a project, it was going to be a whole year.
Because of what you already got to do to go back on set and do your thing over there.
Right. So if I had waited until the show aired and then ended, because there's this thing about when you're on something, right, and it's airing, it feels cool. You can see yourself on TV, you're popping. And then when the shit is done, we on to something else.
Right.
So if you wait until that moment to then try to start something, by the time I would have done that, I would have been back on Orville. Like I wouldn't have had any time. So I had to start pre-production while I was on Orville.
So how long did Atypical Wednesday take from start to finish?
12 days.
Oh, you shot that in 4 days?
No, 12. No. 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no way I could have done that.
I was like, hold on, this looks quiet. This
like, this nigga magic.
This ain't acrimony. This ain't acrimony. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we shot.
Here we go.
No. Look, I've been off my Tyler Perry thing. Look, I ain't talking about Tyler Perry in 10 years, man. So I could put in a shot though.
10 years? I don't know about 10 years, bro.
Dude, I remember
about 10.
remember I put the moratorium on him in 2010.
No, it was definitely after 2010. It was like maybe 2013.
Okay, still 7 years. Okay, this is the first time I mentioned him in 7 years.
I'm holding you accountable. Tyler Perry's a good dude.
No, I fuck with him though, but I'm just saying though, doing a movie in 6 days though, I'm just saying. I mean,
it's ambitious.
Yeah, and a full theatrical release, you know.
I'll tell you, I remember I was listening to, and this is no shot at anybody. I'm just saying, I'm just repeating what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to the radio, and there was some artist on with like, I forget who it was, so I don't want to misquote, but it was a big like radio DJ,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it was some new person was like Lil something, right? And he had a hit that was like, you know, it wasn't a hit. It was just popular.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
everybody was, you know, that was the moment. And he's interviewing this kid, and the kid is like, and mind you, the song was trash, like all bad, right? And he's interviewing the kid, and the kid's like, yeah, you know, I went in the studio, you know, we smoked, we was drinking, whatever. And yeah, I wrote and recorded and put it out like in a day. You know what I'm saying? I put it out in a day, and it's crazy. It's going bonkers like that. I put it out in a day. And the DJ goes, yeah, I can tell.
Oh. And he just said it as frank like that, like I could tell. And you ain't even heard this kid again, I'm assuming, right?
Nope. So, you know, you can do it how you want to do it. You can put it out how you want to put it. But, you know, if I go make a dish, if I make some fish and I don't cook that shit all the way through, I'm like, yeah, man, I cooked this fish for 20 seconds.
Chefing.
Yeah, I was in there cooking. So I cooked like 80 pieces of fish for like 20 seconds, and motherfuckers was just throwing up. It's like, yeah, I can tell.
Hey, I tell you what, but like you said, it's all about timing, because for something to grow popular, you put something out in the day and somebody catch that bug, like it's almost like the perfect storm, dog.
But also, I also feel like, look, there's an audience for everybody, right?
Sure.
Like, I think, you know, if there's anything we've learned, especially recently about Black people, that there are a lot of different types of Black people. There's not just one type of Black person. There's some projects and artists that I just don't rock with that other people do. There's some people I tend to lean towards and other people don't. So, and guess what? That's all cool. You know.
And Black people cannot be free until we can be mediocre.
Look, we should be able to make everything. Great shit, bad shit. I'm very vocal about when people say stuff like, man, you don't want to fuck it up because, you know, if you fuck it up, you fucking up for everybody. I'm like, nah.
But we not free then. Like, that's the whole point, is that every other white director, white writer, white producer, they get 50 different chances to fail. You talking about one opportunity for us to be able to make it?
But that's where it comes from, though, man. It's kind of like, you know, being held to such a high standard that, like, you know, you can literally mess it up for all the people behind you.
Like, I look at
got nothing to do with you.
Like, I look at Matty Rich, though. Y'all know the story of Matty Rich, right? I mean, y'all know Matty Rich, right? The dude that did Inkwell. He did, his big movie was Straight Outta Brooklyn. And remember, he got into it. Straight Outta Brooklyn was the one that's got what's my boy from the Wire that played D'Angelo. He's in there. It's a good movie. It's basically like Straight Outta not Straight Outta Menace, Menace Society, but in New York. This is the same time period. But it's a guy named Matty Rich. Then he ended up he was blew up. He was like the darling of like the New York scene. He blew up with that, and he ended up parlaying that into doing the Inkwell.
Mm-hmm.
And then Inkwell went flop. He dissed Spike Lee or whatever, saying I don't have to finish at NYU. Y'all be hating on us, whole thing.
Yeah.
And then he did the Inkwell. He fell flat. You never seen him again.
But that's a little different though.
Because he shit on Spike Lee and shit on like going to college. But no, even the dude that did Love Jones though, didn't come back out with nothing else after that. You know, or Christopher Scott Sharow that did Have Plenty and G and stuff like. I mean, it's a long list of Black directors where like we don't get a chance to bounce. Why in every movie we can't be the perennial darling.
Yeah. which
Do
is
you
true.
feel that type of pressure though, Jay?
No. No, but I'm gonna tell you why though, and I'm gonna be more specific. I've been fortunate enough to everything I've made to this point of mine, I pay for it.
Mm.
So I've given myself the green light on all my shit. So, and again, and I don't. It's not like I'm, I appreciate money, so it's not like I'm just like, let me throw it away. But I've just been fortunate enough and blessed enough to have whatever it takes to come up with something and figure out a way to get it done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have the pressure of, I just want to make good art. It just so happens I'm black. It just so happens I'm a man. And it just so happens that this is my perspective on the world. But I just want to make some shit that I think is, so I'm not holding myself to any standard because it's my money. So if my shit go down, fuck it, it's my money.
Mm-hmm.
If this shit pop, fuck, it's my money. So whether you like it or not, I think this concept of like people like liking or not liking something that you made is funny as shit to me. Like, how you gonna sit back and not like or like something that you didn't fucking make? Like you could take so much time, make a thing, and I could just be like, nah. Or yeah.
Isn't that kind of the caveat though?
What's that?
Like, I think that's kind of the caveat, like you make it to put, to put it out there in the world, like, because you already know it's going to be judged because that's just human nature. But in doing so, like, I know that it's cathartic because you're getting all this off your chest. Like, you did it, you made it. So are you saying, like, when you make your stuff, you kind of do it without expectation of it doing?
100%.
Okay.
I'll tell you, bro, one of the best days, I'm going to show you this real quick. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you, no matter how my movie does, no matter if people like it or don't like it, watch it, don't watch it. So this is the backup drive, right? So we shot the movie. We had two of these big ass, huge terabyte drives or whatever. You shoot your movie and you put it on the drive. When we finished shooting, we had two of these joints. I sat at this table I'm at right now, and I looked at these boxes, and I was like, I fucking made a thing.
That's what it's all about.
And them me motherfuckers ever get a chance to do that, dog.
You understand? Like, there was no thing.
And now you made a thing.
I thought of some shit. I wrote some shit, printed some shit, gave people the shit. They memorized the shit. I shoot the shit. And now it's a physical, a tangible thing. I don't give a fuck what you think about it. that moment, and I'm gonna have a great time watching it and premiere and every movie I make, wonderful. But I think the reason I stress that so much is because that joy I got from making it, I'm not chasing the result. Mm-hmm. I like chasing the doing it. Because you can't take that away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's power in it. Now, mind you, yes, I want people to like my shit. And I feel confident in my abilities as a filmmaker and a writer and an actor. So that just makes it easier. But yeah, man, the fact that you can't tell me shit. Like, what are you gonna tell me? I can't make a movie. I did.
Have you seen that the thing with Netflix and then what is that? Imagine Impact or whatever that is?
Imagine Impact. Now, what's that?
Matter of fact, I texted to you not too long ago, but apparently there's a group called Imagine Impact that's run by, who's the dude that shot Happy Days or whatever?
Howard?
Ron Howard, yeah. So it's his group. They're trying to give voice to minorities, to create diversity in the space, and basically they leading you from start to finish, and it connects to at the end of it, you get this whole thing with Netflix. It gets shown the whole bit.
Yeah. Well, again, I think all of that's great. I think if I could give anybody, and this is not just for this industry, I think this is anything. Look, y'all got a podcast, right? What do you need? Some equipment and then people. Now, your podcast, you can get a call tomorrow. from some hey, we want to pay y'all, we want to license your shit for X amount of dollars, and y'all blow up, and But I imagine the starting of it is the fun part. Man, you know what you do? We start our own shit. We just do it. Okay, what do we need? I don't know, motherfucking microphone. Okay, bet, got that. What else we need? I don't know, Wi-Fi. Cool, nigga, let's have that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Now, whatever happens after that, that happens.
So let's talk about the Do Better University, man. The sweatshirt you got on right now.
Hold on, before we go there, because I know that's brand new. There's a vital piece that Jason put out that we haven't talked about yet.
I hope you don't go to the LeBron thing, right?
Oh no. No, we're not getting. Why would you do that? Because you see how you just changed the expression on his man's face. You already, because he's from Chicago, so you already know where this is gonna land, right?
You say the LeBron thing. There's only one thing you're talking about. Is how he's the best basketball player ever. That's
okay. Look here, man. I'm not gonna do that.
We'll table that one.
Okay, let's table that.
What about? Tell us the concept and your perspective ideas behind Two Black Dudes.
Oh
yeah, good. Yeah, shout out to your partner, man. That's my man Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, he's in space. By the way, Black man in space.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah,
on the shirt, bro.
He's on the 28 days in February. We got to fill up another 20.
Yeah. Excellent, man. I'm at best. That's my guy, man. Love that dude. But yeah, no, me and him were friends before. Two Black Dudes was a show. Basically my perspective on life. Like, I'm a Black dude, but I grew up and around a lot of people that didn't look like me. Mm-hmm. And one thing I've learned by going to Vianney or by moving to LA or by going to IU, no one thinks they're wrong, right? People believe the shit they believe for whatever reason they believe. So I just decided to make this show about two Black dudes who are completely different, and they can look at one situation completely differently, but the world looks at them as the same. So I remember when I came up with the title, somebody asked me, so what's your show called? I said, Two Black Dudes. Oh, no, that's what it was. My homegirl, her manager was in town, and we went to dinner. And this goes back to what you said, Teddy, about expectations. For me, the only person I got to please is myself. Because if I don't like it, I'm not putting it out. And if I'm not making something I like, what's the point? I'm not trying to make it so you like it. I'm trying to have you experience what I like with me, right? So we were at dinner, and she goes, so how are you going to pitch this? What's the name of the show? I said, it's Two Black Dudes. And she goes, well, how are you going to pitch it? What's the show about? I said, it's about two Black dudes.
That's it.
And I remember she was at dinner. She's like, you can't pitch a show like that. I'm like, why not? Because you just can't. Like, what's it about? I'm like, it's as simple as it being about two Black dudes, and it's as complicated as it being about two Black dudes. Now, because you don't get that shit, that don't have nothing to do with me. Right. But even with me saying it, with my brothers right here, you get that. Mm-hmm. It's about two Black dudes. It's about two Black dudes. Now, that could be a million different things.
Mm-hmm. And even within those two perspectives, it's another 1,000 perspectives that could be two Black dudes at the same time.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was an easy way to sort of like, again, like my dad grew up in the city, North Side, right? So sports, old school Black man. I was going to Speakeasy downtown when I was like 7 years old, just hanging out. Live out in the county, go to Vianney, go to St. Joe's, two completely different backgrounds, right? Which inform a perspective on life. So, my mom in the county is saying stuff like the world about how to survive in situations that might not be the easiest and, figure it out. My dad is in the city like, man, white people don't like you, so be careful. I don't know what it's like out there. Neither one of them are wrong. Mm-hmm. My dad was born in the 30s. You understand? So
wow. Damn.
Yeah, his perspective on life is different. Hey, Dad. My dad lives with me. Come here. Hey, Dad. Yeah. Come here real quick. Say hi.
Oh, your dad was born in the 30s? He's still up? Man, blessings to him.
Shout out Goody Lee, man.
Yeah, what's up, Goody?
Hey, what's happening? How you doing?
What's going on, sir? Got your Modelo, I see.
Hey, I'm all right. Y'all being safe?
Hey, we trying, man. We trying down the whole down their home state, man. We got.
Oh, show him the hat. He's still rocking the St. Louis hat. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Y'all be cool.
All right.
My dad right there.
Y'all tell bad things about me.
I'm telling good things about you. So anyway, I'm just saying like that helped inform a lot for me. So it was an easy way for me to talk about anything, that's going on.
So,
right. Go ahead, Ted.
well, I was gonna ask. So, number one, the show is amazing. So, anybody that's listening, you ain't had a chance to check it out.
That's
It's incredible, especially when y'all do the police training.
Yo, that was just stupid, dog. Dude, the police trainer is like, he came up on me. I shot him.
It was so magnifique. There's just so much that was like underneath that. I was like, oh yeah, this is.
Yeah, it was layered.
It was layered. It was definitely layered. It was definitely an onion.
And then the crazy part is at first, like the character that Jay plays, he shot him. Oh man, he was up. And then it shows, my man that played Jar Binks, Ahmad, right?
Yeah.
Ahmed. And then he shot somebody. He was like, oh, I just got nervous. And it was like, well, okay, well then everybody's fucked up.
But if you go back and watch that episode again, the thing about fear, because again, perspective, right? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, back in the day, me and Teddy went to high school. By the way, they can still hear you. My dad. Yeah. All right. I love you, man. Good.
But y'all kept shooting the white people though. That was the funny part.
But here's the point about it though. I remember I saw, and this is a very, very, very delicate subject, especially in the climate we're in.
100%.
Because I wrote that episode like 2 years ago.
Oh wow,
right?
really? Okay.
I wrote that episode. It's just it's crazy that I wrote that shit 2 years ago. But for people who don't know, the episode, my character Howard and Jason are watching TV, and there's yet another shooting of a young unarmed black kid. And I got the idea because I saw there was a reporter who took a police training class. And this was after Mike Brown or another fucking horrible tragedy, and everybody's hurt and angry and, talking about it. And there are some people like, everybody goes to their sides, right? But there was this reporter who took a police training course and was terrible, right? Like he was either getting shot or shooting, like he was just all bad. But as I watched it, I'm like, oh, it's not easy, right? It's not an easy job, but they're the wrong people doing it for the most part. The ones that are bad, like the margin of error for you fucking your job up in that job literally leads to death. I make a bad movie,
It's not life or death.
It's not life or death. Y'all make a bad podcast, fuck it.
Yeah.
You make it. They make a mistake, motherfucker, you're killing people. So, but what I've learned, again, perspective, right, is and I'm gonna say this, people love us. They love us. A lot of people are afraid of us though. And that fear is what causes the fucking problem.
It's like a shark.
You see what I'm saying?
Shark. People love Shark Week, but they scared of sharks too.
Hey, you talking about? Did you just compare black people to Sharknado?
Oh, I've been thinking that for a long time, dog.
I'm moving back. I went around that screen. I'm over here. But I hear what you're saying. But what I'm saying though, and this gets back to the episode, is in all of those instances, what do they say? I fear for my life. Right? They say that shit. I fear for my life. Right? You fear for your life because you don't understand the shit. You don't, like, if I'm not around you, honor and respect you, I'm gonna fear you. So in that episode, one thing that Howard and Jason say is like, oh shit, I was afraid. Right? So I was trying to make it a layered sort of discussion, and it's not letting anybody off the hook, but it's like your fear is fucking killing people. So maybe don't be so afraid of shit.
It's legitimate, man. I would love to see like the play out, because I know they do something like that here, especially after Mike Brown. The police actually created one called the the shoot or don't shoot simulator, and it's weird because it's actually almost in direct opposition of the one that you showed.
Oh,
So
really?
like for them, it's virtual. You got all these like you fake guns and you're on the screen, and like they put you in the most extreme
Right.
like situation. So you're a cop busting up a bank robbery, and there's like 5 people. You don't know who's who.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who has a gun? Who doesn't have a gun? And you end up dead, and then you move on to the next one.
Yeah.
And so naturally, your awareness starts increasing. You start being more fearful because of previous interactions or no interactions. So now you start shooting innocent bystanders because it's fairly reminiscent because you got shot last time. So it's really interesting. But no, I think you could like that message was like extremely conveyed. Also, side note, the fact that you play Mr. Big on the piano.
Oh, that was the best.
Also
That was a good
another
one, too.
magnificent moment in the series.
And I think that's only a regional thing that's gonna be appreciated though. Maybe people appreciate that it was a rap song, but I don't think people appreciate the what it meant. He was like doom doom doom, like oh shit.
Shout out J.G. real quick.
Did not see that coming at all.
Yeah.
So, were there any inspirations for? So, are Jason and Howard just 2 different sides of Jason, or is Howard like somebody else?
They're both. So I've told this, the creation of the names. Well, first of all, when I first come up with it, I remember I was pitching this other thing, and I was leaving CBS, and they had a poster for 2 broke girls, and I make a joke in the parking lot with my team, like, man, they got 2 broke girls. They need a show called 2 Black Dudes, right? At the time, I was tweeting a lot. And I think this was after Trayvon Martin had been murdered. So I was dealing with a lot of fucking ignorant people who, were choosing to ignore what was right in front of them and what had happened. But what I learned, I ended up adding, I would see somebody write some really horrific shit. And for whatever reason at that time, I was like, I got time. So they'd write something. I'd say, hey, I just followed you. Send me a private message. Let's talk offline. So I would end up having these discussions with these horrific racist people. And every single one of them, yeah. And it took so much energy and time out of life, but it was important. And what I learned, what 99% of them, is they all knew what the fuck the difference between right and wrong was. Except what it was like, you go online and you say this really mad, nasty shit, and you're only gonna get 1 or 2 options or replies. People that agree with you or people who disagree with you. Mm-hmm. So it's either, yeah, fuck him. He's a thug, fuck that shit. Or fuck you, or, they agree with you or they disagree. Yeah, they agree with you, fuck him, or they disagree with you, fuck you, you're a racist. So then I ended up having all these conversations, and people were like, yeah, well, this is this. And I was like, okay, let's just get to it. And they all could come to the same conclusion. Why do I bring that up? Because the ability to talk to these idiots and see, you're full of shit. And if I don't come at you with fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, if I just say, okay, look, you really think that's right? But why did they loot? I understand that. Do you think that's right? What about black on black crime? Mm-hmm. Do you think that's right? That was a fucking kid. There was a grown-ass man who followed him and murdered him. Just sit with that. Like, you don't have to do shit else. People fucking know, but cognitive dissonance is real, so people don't want to know. So Howard and Jason, I don't have a middle name. My mom used to call me Howard whenever she would get mad at me.
So you don't have a middle name on your birth certificate?
Wait, why would she call you Howard when she would be upset at you?
She'd be like, Jason Howard Lee, get up here and wash these dishes.
Hold on, but that's not even your...
No, she's made up. So none of my siblings have middle names. Because my mom, her thing was she hated when her parents or aunt would say her whole name. That's when she...
But then she gave you a name, though, to do the same thing.
That's how you knew you was in trouble.
Yeah, but that's how I knew it was real. So when she said that, I said, oh, I got the 2 black dudes. So there's one coin. These are the 2 sides of it. There's Jason and there's Howard. But both perspectives are me. So Howard is sort of like free-spirited, fuck it, let's fight, I don't care, but it's out of love. Jason is, well, A plus B equals C, I'm logical, let's plan it, sort of shit. So you got 2 black dudes, different but the same.
That's exactly how I took it. I don't know if that was like necessarily that was code switching per se, but I definitely like the Jason on the court that opens up the series. I feel like I know him very well. I've definitely seen that Jason before on the court. I was like, oh, this is him.
Yeah, oh, that's me. Yeah. Because it's all about rules, though. If you break the rules, fuck it. Why would I follow them?
Yeah, it's true. That's true. So
hey, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying, let's talk about, your Do Better University, your shirt. Can people cop that anywhere? Like,
not yet. You gotta come. You gotta go. Look, this is Do Better. The way you get one of these, you gotta enroll in the school. Tuition is $1. We have financial aid available. I also have a couple scholarships. It's a 6-week course on how you could do better. And I'm trying to get people to do better. Because one thing I always say, and this is a brand new concept, right? Not, the university itself. I always say do better and do the work. I've been saying that since I got here. I don't know why. But I think over the last 2 months of our lives, I realized a lot of people actually don't know how to do better. Mm-hmm. We just talk shit, So I'm trying to give them the things that help me do better. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's what Do Better University is.
So they actually gonna be enrolling. They call you. You should. If you're not, you should definitely put some video courses together.
Oh, we already had orientation last Wednesday.
Oh, shut up, man. You got a master's class for Do Better University.
Already got students. Everybody.
So what's the curriculum? What's the curriculum?
Listen, first of all, to get in, I had everybody write an essay. 5 reasons why they love Black women.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. That's dope. That's hard.
That's it. You got to write that. 5 reasons why you love Black women. I got you your application for your essay. And then you come in at a Zoom class. I told there's going to be some essential reading, some music, some film, thought, some exercises that we're going to do that will hopefully help you shift your mentality so you can do better. So you're not just saying it. It's a verb. Do. You have to actually fucking do it. What's better?
Is this primarily for our Caucasian brothers and sisters? Like, is this focused like on kind of like what the U.S. is experiencing right now, or is it
for everybody? I just wanted to make people right now write an essay on why they love Black women.
No, that's
dope. That's dope. I do.
Because I feel like Black women, we don't give them enough love.
We don't.
Well, but matter of fact, Jason, offline, I'll make sure that I invite you. Me and Daryl are part of this group called Black Men Speak Up. Mm-hmm. And we actually just it's like a nationwide, a lot of cats out of Cali. It's mostly Cali and STL right now. And we had breakout groups last Tuesday on a Zoom call. And one of the first questions was, how do we as Black men support and protect Black women? Word. So I was like, he's already on it. You're already on it.
And it works twofold. One, I've had 2 reactions to it. Mostly everybody was cool with it. The people who weren't, they probably won't say nothing. But you get 2. You get, okay, cool. Why not? I'll tell you why I love Black women. And if you don't know why you love Black women, just sit. You got a reason, right? The other side of it, which I don't want you in my school anyway, is, well, what about? How come you fucking missed the lesson? Missed the lesson. And if you missed the lesson, this ain't for you, right? If you sit there and you hear me say you got to write an essay on why you love Black women, and you have any other thought other than cool, then this ain't for you. And mind you, the whole school, again, it's not about race or anything like that. I could have had, I don't know, fucking left-handed, transgendered little people from motherfucking Brazil. I don't know, figure it out. But nobody's gonna be like, well, what about tall right-handed people who live
from Saskatchewan? You're right.
Well, what about, you know what I mean? So it was almost an exercise in sort of actively thinking better.
That's fantastic.
So Jay, where can everybody once again check out your movie coming out? So it's dropping next week?
Next Friday, June 26th. You can go on iTunes right now, type in Atypical Wednesday. Also, there's a link in my bio. You can follow me on social media.
Yeah, and I will put the link into the trailer too, and all the notes on iTunes, everything like that too.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, it's coming out, and then bada bing, bada boom.
And where can they hit you up online too, man?
JLee Film, JLeeFilm, JLee Film. That's my Twitter,
Is that everywhere? Like that's on your Instagram, Twitter,
Facebook, all that.
and where can they register for Do Better University?
You gotta follow Do Better You on Instagram.
This shit's crazy.
Do
This
Better.
is brilliant.
Hold on.
Anything else? Anything else on the pipeline? Anything else coming up that we need to be?
Always cooking, bro. Hold on. Ooh. Hold on a second. Let me show you Do Better You. Yeah, you got to go to Do Better You.
Do
Okay.
Better You.
It's not a game. Go to Do Better You. We're going to get y'all right. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, don't let money be a factor. If you can't afford the dollar, we can figure out some programs for you. Got you. Got you.
Jay, man, we appreciate it, man. You coming
Super
on,
appreciate
man.
it.
This
Long
is
time
super
coming.
dope, man.
I appreciate y'all, man. I miss y'all, and I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hey,
man, we
just
gonna
let us
push
say-
it, man. Congratulations with everything, man. Even if you die tomorrow in a tragic 15-car pileup with a train on top of a plane crashing, you know that your legacy lives forever, dog.
I'll take that. I didn't know where we were going. I'll take that.
Yeah, I was confused too. I was a little worried too.
No,
I was
I was
saying,
trying to make it all amped up, but I'm saying your legacy lives forever, though, dog. Like you can always know that your name is gonna be Googleable. Besides, there's like you know what? No, there's the only thing is that you messed up Jason Lee being you're in the Bruce Lee situation with it. The Brandon Lee name pops up with your shit.
I know.
You gotta
That's
get
why
above that. That's what your goal should be, to get above the Lee family on
and
Google
just-
search.
just be the lead search.
Yeah, exactly. You
yeah, nah, he could be
No.
JLee. He could be J because I
Yeah,
hella.
but it's like, but if you put J in, like Brandon Lee's middle name is like J, so
No,
like
no,
it pops
well-
up on it for him if you put in J.Lee on Google.
You know what's gonna have to happen, Jason? You got to go with Jason Howard Lee. That's the only way it's gonna work.
There you go,
Because
JHL.
I was sitting there. There's a podcast. Apparently, there's another Jason Lee that does like Hollywood.
Yeah,
like
Hollywood
podcasts.
Unlocked. Hollywood Unlocked.
I promise to God, I tuned in because I thought it was you. I was like, oh, this nigga Jason is I'm doing podcasts now. I didn't
He's
know.
like, he doing gossip.
Right, exactly. I was like, that's what I felt like him.
Yeah, I know you're talking about too, that dude Jason Lee, but I'm gonna rock with JLee for now. And then, you know, at some point I might, maybe 10 years, 3 years from now, I might go back to Jason Lee. I might mess around and call myself.
Just like what Larry Fishburne went to Lawrence Fishburne.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let the world dictate what I'm supposed to do. No, that's not true.
Yeah,
man.
you make sure that you hit us up when it's time to come back to St. Louis. You ready to run for mayor? Because we got the plugs.
You know what? I might have to.
I'm saying, I mean, Teddy, Teddy, you moving out this way. What are you talking about? How you gonna be in the city and you moving out by me?
My job in the city, we still connected. You know that we can fuck around, and do better together. The whole thing will be one thing, in a
That's
minute.
real. I still have an address in the city, so I'm always still voting in the city.
Hey, see, you're the type of person that Trump tries to suppress.
Oh no, I'm
Voter
voting
suppress.
fraud all day, though. I'm voting fraud all day. I vote in 2 areas.
Ridiculous.
But I don't do it for a statewide. Only local.
Only local, okay.
Only local, baby. I won't vote for twice for for my congressman and nothing like that.
Okay.
But thank you though, Jay. Though, man, we appreciate it though, man.
Yeah, bro.
Word up.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. I'll holler at y'all soon.
All
You
right.
too, man. Hit us up when you back in.
All
Will
right.
do. Later,
Peace.
fellas.